나 가상한도 쉬어야지. 아니. 랍종기 먼저 이제 녀모바 방녀모바 방대 방바 다 동아 탐지 강하냐 동아기 교 당한저 동아 밑에 봐 동아 세고 걸어 제가 동아 세고 가서 동아 세야라 동아 귀리면 빵 내가 쓰고 그래 귀빵 그래 동아 귀빵 봐라 얘네 남냠면지 곰잡지 빵마도 셴빵도에 매러 내가 인자 니네기 냠면지 봐라야 아니 때 개발제 도구래 그래서 니네 때 개발제 랍도 준비 때 개발제 토야지다 아니 상주기 된 토야 내 상주기 된 토바 땐데라 냠면지 봐라 아니 괜찮게 발제 된 지금 좋아다 아니 튀게 간시나 튀게게 야고 용어 쇼세지 아니 근데 디 모nom자래 세상다 대화 준비 강조기 아니 땐 랍주미 땐데라 냠네 야고 제발라 아니 냠네 가르치기 되었으나 아무도 대화 준비 취 심지에 탐지기 돈도 상유고바 심지에 동안 자고도 심지에 남제 안티기 주고도 제사 심지에 탐제 야안 대화다 동아다 전에 상에 살아 구기인삼 디르나라 심지에 탐주 상유고바 도바쇼 삼게 안에 자주 심 군노 자주 잠니제다 자주 심 삼다 니네 디토래야 냠네 제야지 내네 지게 사비슈 동유도베 셰라다 안에 지게치비슈 안 잠니 자주 심 신소 파신 중에 냠는 되게 안에 야고치 도바쇼 세제 안 니네 몰람 자야래 가서 디고 주시에 니네 디 몰람 잡다 이르데 냠는 제다 니네 시고래 세상에서 가서 어디네 고 휴루와
Good morning. So yesterday where we came up to in the text yesterday was that seeing, recognizing within ourselves this innermost wish, this wish that drives us to experience and attain happiness, in particular this desire for lasting happiness that is never punctuated by even a moment of suffering or difficulties. In order to able to fulfill this wish, we need to identify the causes of suffering, identify the causes of happiness, and then eliminate all these causes that lead to the suffering experiences that we have all too much familiarity with, as well as accumulate the causes for happiness. And in order to do so, mere prayer alone will not lead to this. We need to, through the inspiration that prayer brings, engage in cultivating the paths of the Dharma, cultivating the minds of the Dharma. It is only through practicing the path that we can eliminate the causes of suffering and accomplish the causes of happiness. And as was expressed in the verses we've been looking at, in order to do so, one makes aspirational prayers to have the most conducive of circumstances, a precious human rebirth, and a precious human rebirth that is marked by ordination, a state which is a state whereby the vast majority of distractions and obstacles are removed, and one can engage in concentrated spiritual development. So one makes the prayers to to overcome all obstacles to ordaining, and once having ordained, to have all conducive circumstances and not be overcome by any obstacles, but to remain ordained, striving in one's practice. And then in the last verse we looked at, this spoke specifically about the practice that one should be concentrating on, and that is the practices that are common to the beings of small and middling capacity, and in particular to those which are unique to the being of greatest capacity, the Mahayana Dharma. And this comprises the practices that are both vast and profound. And the vast then encompasses all the minds that are generated in order to give rise to bodhicitta, so love, compassion, special intention, as well as bodhicitta itself. And bodhicitta being the wish to attain, the wish to free all beings from suffering, and in order to do so, attain enlightenment for their sake. So that is the mind of bodhicitta. And then the accomplishing perfections of generosity, ethical conduct, patience, joyous perseverance, and concentration. These are the vast practices of a bodhisattva. Then the profound is the perfection of wisdom, the cultivation of the wisdom realizing emptiness. So this in brief is what we've been looking at thus far.
Lama tsingi denpa chi kukore, chisa denigi lama tsingi denpa di, ane denigi tepa shuwa se malam gyaya ta, ta lama tsingi denpa chi tepa ine, ta ngana zuki nyamlen chaya la lama tenya di yabu shivu chi ten tuku kuro, teni za lama tena digi yabu chunga shuwa se malam gyaya ki di kor dan dalma shuyare.
And today we will look at the verses that explain that in order to train successfully in the Mahayana Dharma, it is imperative that one relies on a fully qualified Mahayana teacher. And moreover, this process of relying on him, one needs to do so in the correct or the appropriate manner.
And
this is the 7th verse. May I be cared for by true spiritual friends, filled with knowledge and insight, senses stilled, minds controlled, loving, compassionate, and with courage untiring in working for others.
Kunlo de la manzo dirwada kunlo de la kanis kure lamna manzo semje tham jigi tondala nesam sanjo ko tobar sho sembe tobdu kunlo janju sem kure jerwa ta semje tham jigi tonda semje tham je dunga da de da semje tham je diyi juya semje tham je sanji ge sala ko be chirdo nge sem sanjo ko tobar ji yin se ji kunlo di she da kunlo de sanjo ko tobar topjadi yudi sanjo ko che anda sanjo ko tobala
kunangani topjadi
kunong janchu semje tobjadi 그래서 sanjo ko che yu tobjadi sanjo ko kunlo de sanjo ko toba dobiki janchu semje ane tobjadi yudi da topjadi 안저기 sanjo ko che di to ko re 지사 디 sanjo ko di toba 있나 현진 제발라 다 튕긴 초도기 거래 지사 디네자 sanjo ko che 다 되니게 sanjo ko de tobal라 근데 냠는 지제 토도 마도 냠는지 마셔봐 토여요 말해 남 냠술린 거 그래 남 냠술린 바디 당한테 가서 슈바나신 지소 파신 중 냠는 지야들 做 디래 지사 디 냠술린 발라 나저도 냠술린나 신고 말 되는 인장 나저리야 태바 침비기 최 땡켄 기위신 지고고 라마 지고고 와다 랍켄 지고고 로종 가르쳐 베네 랍켄 긴 지고고 와 대장은 저 태바 침비 최 냠는 제바 랍켄 긴 지고고 그래 되네 옌들라야 아니 옌 코로 아니 야고 지고고 마다 아직 옌 로종 마신 와다 되네 랍토야스카요 말와 되네 인자 옌디 제침부 슈레 세상 태바 침비 최 산jo 아주 산jo 고방 토발라 태바침에 최딩인 기회신 있는 챙이데 템바치 고고레스 지난 챙이데 템바디 되는 영화 쇼스 몰람자디 다지 직디래라
As we looked at in the preceding verse, in the 6th verse yesterday, what makes a spiritual practice, a practice of the Mahayana Dharma, is the motivation, the motivating mind. The motivation then is the mind of bodhicitta. The mind of bodhicitta has these two qualifying aspects. The one being the commitment to free all sentient beings without exception, each and every sentient being, from suffering. And in order to actually be able to do that, one gives rise to the second quality, and that is, must become the most qualified of guides. I have to attain the exalted state of a Buddha in order to be able to lead all sentient beings to their own enlightenment, in order to be able to teach and train all sentient beings in how to cultivate the mind of the Dharma within themselves and thereby attain a state freed of suffering. So these two qualities, the one the commitment to lead all sentient beings from suffering, and secondly to attain enlightenment in order to do so, comprise the mind of bodhicitta. So this is the motivation of a practice that makes it one encompassed within the Mahayana Dharma, and that's the motivation and the goal. It's enlightenment for the sake of all sentient beings. So such a cultivation of such a mind, and then the accomplishment of that aspiration, this cannot be achieved through mere prayer alone. It can only be achieved through the cultivation of a path, cultivation of the path which is that of the Mahayana Dharma, the cultivation of the minds of the Mahayana Dharma. And in order to be able to do that, one needs a guide, one needs a spiritual mentor, a spiritual teacher. And this isn't something unique to the Mahayana Dharma, it's the case throughout the world, that if one wants to develop a quality or a skill, one needs someone who is able to train one. And moreover, if one wants to become an expert in a particular field, one needs to have a teacher who's fully qualified, who is an expert himself. So that is the same situation we find ourselves in now. So this verse, the 7th verse, is expressing through prayer the aspiration to come to meet and rely on a fully qualified Mahayana spiritual teacher.
Yende Ganesh Temba Kukuri Lana, Yende Dinesh Kukuri says Mashigorova, the Lama de Yende Ganesh Kukuri Sena, Tapa Chimpion of the Lam Yamlen Lam, Cheting Lama Tilla, Yende Ganesh Kukuri Seneda, Yende Dinesh Kukuri, Yende Diman, Shigore.
And then the verse, this verse is about this aspiration to meet a fully qualified teacher and rely on a fully qualified teacher. And what are the qualities that make a teacher suitable to be relied on and a teacher to be fully qualified? Well, those are also mentioned in this verse.
Lung dinesumi mangbu che nyamnen che ne lama shanda ne lung dinesumi che nyamnen che denigi tebege ane dama lung dinesumi che dama yedi genji gugure che de lung sade.
So for us we look at the second line, filled with knowledge and insight. The term here then, knowledge, that refers to that a Mahayana spiritual teacher who is qualified, who is fully qualified, requires an abundance of knowledge. And in particular, this refers to the three baskets, or the three pitakas. The teacher, the Mahayana teacher, needs to have received and studied a vast array of teachings encompassing the entire Tripitaka, or the three baskets. And having done so, through relying himself on a fully qualified Mahayana teacher. So that is the meaning of this first term, knowledge. The teacher needs to be extensively learned.
Chudumgi Labasumi Yamlen Chetan, the Shingo Mara, Chesan, the new Sumna, Labasumi Yamlen Chetan, Labasumi or Sungorva, Chesan Juja, Labasumi Sunganza, the Nugi, Mango Teo, the Teba Chewa, Kim Garrison, Labasumi Yamlen Chewa, Chesan Labasumi Yamlen Chetan, Milia, Chikilabaya Laviala, Sosu Shingo, Sosu Shinwala, and Dima, and Teo Mango Tene Shingmado, Dambo Kienzi, Tueche, Jang the Shingmado, Matthew and Shayamara, Denenza, Deniki, Denisumgi, and Yamlenchi, Mango Tueche, Tebe, Damada, Dembi, Yendech, Guri, Esajira, on the Silvada, Togobody, Denisumi, Yamlen, Tebe, Yamle, Yogobody, Gimzentira.
In order to be able to teach others, which is the prerequisite of someone being a teacher, is the activity of teaching. In order to be able to teach, one has to have knowledge. If one lacks knowledge, one cannot teach. And in particular, what needs to be taught is what is encompassed in the 3 higher trainings. So to be able to teach the 3 higher trainings, the teacher themselves need to have studied these. And they need to have studied them in the appropriate manner. An appropriate manner then would encompass a vast array of different texts being taught to them by a fully qualified teacher in turn. So in order to become a qualified Mahayana teacher, one needs to have trained extensively at the feet of another fully qualified Mahayana teacher. It's only then that one can have this quality of knowledge and thereby be able to impart this knowledge, in particular in the context of the 3 higher trainings, to the students.
담가가 연대 여바점기 여바점기인데 디그리베서 디안티에요 말했어. 딜야 갈고로스네 라바숨기 또베냠을 여바시고 우리 예제를 가선 디네숨기 라바숨 요걸 망고 퇴바이네 소수기 냠는 제제 소수기라 라바숨이 냠는 메나 퇴바점기 안에 아직 망고 퇴제 냠는 마지바나 라바숨 냠는데 소수기 냠뇨 토네 싱발와 마싱바나 샹라텐 퇴야요 말와 매바엔자 딜야 디네숨기 lungi tene sunga 퇴제 퇴비 된들야 삼노탄 소수기 냠는 제제 아니 냠는 여가지고 그래 예제를 제가 또베 연된데 된바 또베 연데시도 라바숨기 냠내서 추징이 레베 냠내 띵이징이 레베 냠내 아니 셰르 레베 냠내 라바숨 냠내 여가지고 그래 예제를
So this first term we're looking at knowledge. So this then again is that in order to be able to teach, in order to be suitable to be called a teacher, one requires knowledge. And this knowledge needs to be vast, coming from the entire Tripitaka, the 3 baskets. So the teacher needs to have a tremendous amount of knowledge received through studying texts at the feet of a teacher and received an abundance of spiritual instructions from their teacher. But whilst that is an essential quality, additional qualities are required, because that alone is not enough. Merely having knowledge is insufficient to be a fully qualified Mahayana teacher. One requires to have, as we have here, insight or realizations into that knowledge. In other words, in order to be able to be an authentic or a qualified teacher, one needs not just knowledge, but one needs experience of the teachings, able to be a qualified teacher. So therefore, the teacher needs to be highly learned and have done extensive reflection and meditation on these teachings, and thereby be able to pass on this wisdom to others, pass on this knowledge, which is based not just on learning, but also on experience. And the knowledge that is to be passed on is that of the 3 higher trainings. So the higher training of ethics, higher training of concentration, and the higher training of wisdom. So this is what is to be passed on. It comes from studying the 3 baskets of the Dharma, and the 3 higher trainings again are those of ethics, concentration, and wisdom.
miki ompo da nayo ompo ta deniki ompo tela teneda wanshi dige kanshi le jugi nyomo ba kewi yu chosu matang wa che ane korosore deniki ompo shi duwa chi ko re che nyomo chosu matang wa tanga jugi miki neda deneki chege nayo dran tewa ina nyomo ba chosu kewi chosu matang wa che ompo shi duwa si de ane 남에게 거수래 고백인 고가바다 되니까 남에게 시와 남에게 유초서 마다 원보티 남에게 초서 마다와 시신도 가지고 그래서
Koso?
Shiwa, Shishin said.
Koso? Wampo Shishin Koso? Denidi Wampo Shi, Wampo Now, Wampo Druk?
That Wampo Shi now, Naka, the Wampo Kazi, and Wampo said, Wampo Sheba, Sinyomo, Chosomato, school is for that.
Then the further qualities that are required are those of the senses being stilled. So now we come to what for us is the third line. The senses are stilled. So what this refers to is that the objects of distraction for us come to our mind through our sense powers, and thereby our sense consciousnesses and our conceptual minds get stirred up. And this is where our distraction comes from. So our senses need to be tamed, need to be pacified, stilled. So whether it's our eye senses, our ear senses, and so forth, these need to be pacified. And the reason is because this is the pathway through which the vast majority of our afflictions get stirred up. So we need to pacify the way we relate to the to objects, and thereby limit our distractions, limit our distracted minds.
That the Wombo Shishin said, the Wombo Kron to Suzua, the Wombo Shishin said, the Wombo let Tempi Sheba, Tiki, Wombo let Tiniki Miki Sheba, Navi Sheba, Ne Sheba, and the Niki Sheba, Wombo let Tempi Sheba Tiki, Yomobaki, you chose Maton Kuris, or the Niji Maton Kuris, Wombo Shishin to Adiscore. Now, Wombo Shishin, Raptul said that you do what Kuris, same you do what Kuris.
And then this progresses to minds controlled. That then is referring specifically to our various mental consciousnesses, that these too need to be subdued. These also need to be pacified. One needs to have, the teacher needs to have developed control over their own mind.
Labasumi Yamlin YouTube, Mother Shandu, Malaysia, YouTube, Labasum Yamlin. The thing is in Labi Yamlin Chang, the thing is in Shinir Troop Tinichi, same Namia, Uchilo Troy, Namia Charlie Troy, do or just I don't shooting Labi Yamlin Chang, I didn't know one bolas of you, and then Yomobaki, Yulpa, Droyadi, and Sungorwa, this is you do. That should have been Yamlin Chang, you, Masheba. Tezum down, Loxian, Loportova, this is Chasan Meva Sun, Meva Sun, you
and Sheriff Day calling
Sheriff Yamlin Tawachi, Jebachigo, Jebachi needs the Hago, Tezum to give my Meva Suada, Loportova to give Meva Chatugo, Chesa, Loportova and Tezum to give Meva Suela, Seala, and then Garsore, Sherry Yamlin Kuwa. Same number in our Pachilo Pagedino, same digit near Gigi, dear Matubache, same pa, Tro, Namia Chadi, and the thing is, she near combat due to war. You do that, the thing is to combat, she near to same digit near to what to war, same number, Chilo Pa Troadi, and then I do got to war. Sherry Yamna, and then I do Jebachi, you do how go do, the she in the Minas and Tesum to get Tesum to get Paseada. Then she out the leg you do your mother, time about your mother, then the Roto de Pagache, my God, it's same you do that. It's not shooting me Yamlin do that, she had a new Sambata, and Lunga used to shall a new somebody soon do, then new Samba Machiavadi, and then somebody Shalia, and Pembe Sambaki to little word. Then is a same you do, says it, and go for it, same you do a Dinish Dutati, same you Madu alumna. Doctor sim you do doctor in Garas and sim usually some time usually near Matuaja, some Gaza, some cordiality, some Madua. There's not the name. I think on the usually Jebachi, Kaya Mato Hamo, Tesums, or the Norne, some Tadu, some Dian, some Madua Charo. Then the Yanchi Gedina Samlo de Shenle Nube Sambakia, and the Shenlia, and the Kumakuya Samakia, Shenle Jasankia Samkia, and the Gohortaya Samjavan, the Sem Gumadua Chagua. Chesa Sem Gumadua, di Duye Doctor de la Sem Gudua, Sem Gudua, and the Chudum Sumudi, Shenla, Gohortaya, Shen Juin, Shen Yukumakuya, Shen Semjo Soja, Chasanga Tibaga, the niggas Sem Gimaju and Sem Gudua. And the thing is, you chill up at Zechidu sometimes, Zechidu nature, some Namia Chasan got to go over some you do. Now, you chill a jabber or dires and called Diku and Dire, and then Dires and called Yimba the Maimba Langi, number of Yawashi, 2 by the child, Jendu, Mashibi, Namia, Mashibi, Langi, Namia Mashibi, Lodi Chasan Garu, then there's a same you do, say Chaber, same you do as go over the name you do a mena, and Capacity Kivishin, Tata Chituma Rasan, Suzuki, things in Techidu nature, sometimes so some of the parts or energy things utilization near 2 mena, so circulating is in Mede. Chisa Naming Dumatua. Dumatua the Shella, things to come now, I wish 2 Maro, Lap Yamling 20, so Yamion and Lap 2 Mare. Down to Sherra Benjamin Gigi, Lady Labigate. Di Mare said, this San Yuko Lam Dinyam and Chewore, Di said, Pan Lanyan number Chili, who had the Hako, the Mogade, Bangwa, the Hamogana, and the Sheriff Dinyam and the Mena, the Maya was she 2 Mama. She's not Dinyam qualification. That's so again, thou to do Yamne Yaku or Richard. It's not so again, some of the Yomo Vecho down, me, Kuma, Kuya, the Nikasan Shada, the Zushada, and the Nigi. And some of the Shannon, maybe somebody in some way by now. Shannon Yamne Jetan de Lap 2 Mare, Sing Mare. She's not so Zugi, Pasunche, Yawasun to watch Kogores, the names are, and you do watch Kogores. That you do not to drink it like Yamne Chen, because Labosum Yamne Chen, you do or
To understand well then what is meant by this quality that a Mahayana teacher requires, this quality of having their minds controlled, let's first take what an uncontrolled mind would be. So this is something that we're likely to have quite some familiarity with. So an uncontrolled mind is a mind that we'll look at this through 3 different aspects. So a mind that someone who doesn't have control over their minds, where their various minds, where they don't have control over their minds. These minds then will be drawn to objects of desire, and in this way, covetousness, desire, attachment, naturally, spontaneously arises. And this is done in a way that's spontaneous, in other words, with no control or intention, it just happens. Likewise, the response of aversion or harmful intent, these negative, harmful minds, these also arise in an uncontrolled way, not an intentional way. The minds that are uncontrolled means one is drawn in a way of aversion and attachment, just spontaneously arise within oneself. Oneself has no control over the situation. The second category would be that in general the mind is very distracted. Trying to be concentrated on one thing is difficult. Whatever task one is engaging in, the mind darts off all over the show. So the mind lacks power and stability. And then furthermore, one in its uncontrolled manner will have beliefs which are not in accordance with reality. For those who understand reality would see such beliefs as being a little strange. And this too comes from having a mind that is uncontrolled, or minds that are uncontrolled. So this is the situation that students are most likely to find themselves in. To varying degrees, this is the situation a student will be in. If the teacher's minds are in the same situation, how can the teacher guide and benefit their students? It's not possible. Moreover, if the teacher's mind is uncontrolled, when they are drawn to objects of desire and their mind goes in directions of aversion and harm, they are likely to deceive their students. They are likely to take advantage of their students. They are likely to have the achievement of their own benefit at the forefront of their motivation. So therefore, a quality of a qualified Mahayana teacher is to have minds that are controlled. Because what would minds that are controlled look like, now that we are clear what uncontrolled minds are? So a mind that is controlled is first of all a mind that is trained in the higher training of ethics. So this then is a mind that is subdued, that is pacified, and is not in a spontaneous, uncontrolled way drawn to objects of desire, following the mind of covetousness. So this, a subdued mind, a mind that is trained in ethics, in the higher training of ethics, does not follow this mind of covetousness, nor harmful intent. It's not a mind that spontaneously gives rise for the wish either to harm or for harm to come to others. This is a mind that is controlled in terms of having successfully trained in the high training of ethics. Moreover, it's a mind that is concentrated through having trained in the higher training of ethics. It's not a mind that is distracted, darting about all over the show, but is able to be concentrated, again, through having successfully trained in the higher training of concentration. Then thirdly, through a mind that is controlled, has the aspect of being controlled through having trained in the higher training of wisdom. And this means that it's not a mind that believes in wrong views. It's a mind that does not believe, for example, that phenomena are permanent or exist inherently, or that Buddhahood or liberation are impossible, or that past and future lives are impossible, or there's no such thing as cause and effect. Through having trained in the higher training of wisdom, those wrong views are abandoned, and rather reality is understood. So this is if these were two different beings, their experiences would be very different. The experience of a being whose mind is uncontrolled and the being of a mind which is controlled. And the being whose mind is controlled will have done so through training in the three higher trainings. And with that experience, which would have come about in dependence on knowledge, so those two former qualities of knowledge and insight, that teacher is qualified to be able to guide students to develop those skills within themselves.
Wangbo Xijin, Wangbo Xiwa, and Rangi Gusem Duojena, that have a chimichi, Yamlin, Givishin, Tata Chagrivelana, this amusing Martelia, Givishin the Ninja of school, Givishin the Ninja Mena, she had to doubt that Duma Simpson, they do not travel, tell the Duma travel, Stenelia, Topsio was some big Ninja Mena, Yaji, Sosoran and Yamlen, March, and the Skanga tickets. Givish Tabachima Givishin Chabala, the nigger and then the Yubit Kanaya, and then Jalia, some genta, do not travel, that is me, do not have chickens and be that Ninja the Debachur, yes, and Ninja J. Ninja Debachur.
These qualities of a Mahayana spiritual friend that we've heard thus far, these really are quite remarkable and highly learned, realized, senses stilled, and minds controlled. But in order to be an authentic, a genuine Mahayana spiritual friend, then further qualities, those of love and compassion, are also required. These are also required in that the teacher of the Mahayana Dhamma, or we can express instead of teacher, a spiritual mentor, someone who is guiding students to become children of the Buddha, guiding students to become bodhisattvas, requires us there at the forefront of their motivation the minds of love, wishing all beings to be happy, the mind of compassion, wishing all beings to be freed of suffering. So therefore, further qualities of loving and compassionate are required.
다 되니기 연대 나 연대 되니 연대 여바네 안에 기회신 되게 아네 되게 벨란디자민 되게 말해 대나 안에 가서 깔려 가도 오다딩아 제투서 말해서 비게 삼로를 정선나 다지 태바치면 취 기회신 다다 제투 말해 제가 디가라 가르고 걸레나나 지긴래 현전 규모 주베 닝도 전 지난 현지 돈 주야리아 현리 취에 현지 동아세야다 현지 강아세야래 같이 주요면은 텔야 오다가 제투사 말해지 이따까려 가고도 세야다 안배 지양네 야도 쉬어야 돼 딜레 강아도 세야다 니네 멤버체 니네게 인도 쇠바디 쇠비냠고 그래 세상에 샘전 탐주 누가 돼야다 디기 주야리아 땅에까지 강아 같이 지나 지 대도 판도 심벌 야고래 섬제 예리한 쇠비냠을 제야다 근데 최 그제 쉐바네 다 빼는 아주 최she라 나다보 지게 발로마 셰서들라 지 차르지 셰나 하모와 니시나 하모 망양네 양도 셰고다 다나도 섬나 아다 이기디나 야자 몽시오나 갈레고 다샤샤 섬서 용식으로 안되는 멤버지 델야까지 셰고나 로망고 같이 셰고네 미콜야 셰기 시긴 선비 랍긴 선비 인도의 tempa 양아지 소소랑랑게 야지 미샹이야 취 딜랍취 랍빈기 비칼라 소소리야 아직 류당 생기네 야지 남시도네 데니기 토네 아직 강아리 아당아 깔리하고도 다랍투사 말했으면 디면 받지 깔리까지 걔는 여기 있어야 봐 아니 뭐 인도도 돼 봐지 보고 쇠바 인도 유행 내가는 봐 전주유가 나 데니기 라요 봐 뱀마서 약물에 해야 돼 아니 인도 안 전주도 쇠바다 전주기 있는 거 봐지 보고 해지래
Moreover, the teacher requires additional qualities in that this goal of leading each and every sentient being without exception to a state of enlightenment that a teacher has taken upon themselves. This is something that isn't easy to achieve. There are many obstacles that they will encounter. And these obstacles, if they were to overwhelm the teacher, then the teacher would end up giving up on their students or getting frustrated with their students. And this is inappropriate. So to be a qualified Mahayana spiritual friend, further qualities are required, and that we see in our last line, and with courage and tiring in working for others. So at the forefront of their motivation are these minds that are loving and compassionate. And this then serves to give great strength of mind. And this strength of mind also is powered through their wisdom. So the compassion and the wisdom gives them great strength of mind. And this then can lead the teacher then to overcome all the obstacles that they will encounter. For example, if when trying to explain difficult topics and the students are struggling to understand, the teacher may need to explain that same topic again and again and again, and may need to do this not just in 1 or 2 sessions, but over many years. And the teacher needs to be a qualified teacher, needs to never give up on their students, and moreover not even be frustrated with their students, but rather to have minds of patience, because a mind of patience will ensure that the teacher's mind stays undisturbed, and their mind staying undisturbed means love, compassion, wisdom don't get suppressed by afflictions, but they remain the dominating motivation. And moreover, the teacher requires powerful joyous perseverance. So even when having to explain the same thing again and again, they take delight in having this opportunity, even if they are having to repeat themselves many times, knowing that each time they're repeating themselves, whatever the student hears, that is an imprint, and that is an imprint which will aid the attainment of enlightenment eventually. And in this way, the teacher can continue with courage and tiring, working for the welfare of their students.
데니게 다 기회신이 데니지 여바이나 다 당한 몰람 제 딩이 태바침이 취에 냠는 제발라 아니 지 태바침이 취에 냠는 제 탈침 발라 나디 기회신 연된 데니시 때문에 기회신인데 지키 태제 대위 기회신 디기 취에 디기 파된제 하는 게산 된 장바다 지유 토네 말이야 취에 디기 창라 만어 차상지电那个냠네 제 라와 쇼세 몰람게에서 근데 타마들 신인 대비 지수 진발 쇼세 진짜 되니기 기회 신인들이 지수 진실의 기회 신인들이 빨리 제외 토는 안술이야 지금 로정제야 로정제 지수 진발서 라미기 지수 진발서 신인들이 지수 진발서 안술이야 다도 왔지는 안술이 냠렌제야 아니 간스 냠렌제네 야도 갈랍네 야도 간스 야게 당고도 삼지도 전에 안심주제 안술이야 최시 세바데 지수임바서 그래서 되니기 기회신 연대 되는데 된비기 타바침의 기회신 진할이야 이 되니기 기회신 퇴제 기회신인데 전에 안 최슈 기회신이 된할 최된제 아는 개념내제라고 쇼세트만 잡아야지.
This prayer then concludes with the aspiration, may I be cared for by true spiritual friends. So here, the aspiration that is being expressed is that may I not only come to meet a Mahayana spiritual friend who's fully qualified in all these ways that have been outlined, but may I be accepted as their student, which is another way to express this, may I be cared for. May I be accepted as their student, and may they care for me. And may they express this care for me through guiding me with love and compassion and wisdom, guiding me in the development of the unmistaken and complete minds of the Mahayana Dharma within myself. So this is the aspiration that is expressed in the final line of the prayer.
되니기 다 태바침의 기회신 되니기 윤대 내다 되니지 된바징 아주 맞아봐이나 안 태바침의 최제 제 맞아 최스민도 하더니 기회신 생상면도 선바이나 태바침의 최 맞아 시야샤바이나 냠렘 맞아 샤바이나 아디야 노트시 차기로
The qualities then of a qualified Mahayana spiritual friend are expressed here in this verse. But if we think that, well, if I haven't met someone that I believe has these qualities, what does that mean? Does that mean then I can't train, I can't develop, I can't practice at all? That would be a mistake to think that there's nothing that one can do until one meets such a teacher.
천리괴이나 멤버이나 가르나치 야고지 유한이 용와라 되니 랍켄디 차상 냠녀 이게 신화지 고로와다 지나 되니게 랍켄지 신화지 메나 아니 랍투 말에 지나 되니 엔자 땅아서 되니 고고를 나주게 나주고 롭종치 롭종데 타르친제 타르친발라 나주게 위신 가서 랍랍르켄 되니 차상 고로 냠녀 유팅의 신화지 고고로와 이내다 안 되니 개인지 말아봐야 아주 롭종치야 요 말아봐랍나 땅아주 당보네 롭종치디 qabla 되니기 주나 개인디 주나 야고로와 차사 창의 신경주의나 야고래 이내 맞을 내 당보 롭종치디 qabla 개인디니지 말아봐이네 근데 진짜 주고 중요 턴적인 개인직이네 그런 게 아는 아주 진짜 당보니 받을 랍신그로와 랍신제 아주기들 랍네 야야 다 되네 야야 소소라는 게 아니 롭종데 야 토토를 되네 기회시 랍레 견들에 시세 토토도 고고로와 배디나신 아주 당보에 태바침기 취념는 지도 qabla 기회시에 천이대 된바되네 토 태바나다 약쇼로와다 계시 되네지 마태바이네 내가 뭐하는 저기 당보는 장주 qabla다 태바침비 냠는 제당 간에간에 레사당 당보파 퇴바제야당 되네기나 근데 마상와지네야 다 태바침비 취되네 숨기 그런 거 퇴제 냠내 제등에 주네 아니 차상상 매나야 디자인에 아주 취념는 쉬 태바침비 쉬제 아주 냠는 제나 이거로와 이나당 아주 기회시인지 또 당보는 최여도는 아주 라마 띵거스 가요 말에 되네 아니 아주 당보 최적의 주도 제 디자인 파 주니에 안 망보 삼다는 아주 삼당에 땅에 냠는 제 퇴망고 퇴양되는 소수의 냠용을 더네 아니 지게 라마딜리아 가르시에도 가르 라레 타바데 가르가르 시우 가네가네 두스 심주를 마서는 가르가 점지로 가시에도들 라마디 아니 아주 냠용을 마서 처바로시 용구로와 제사다 라마데 야고도 섬네 라마디야지 Bendigo dossier, Dangone, Lama didn't sing them, but Juna Yago. The name Maju Bainea, and the Dinusumge, Yamle Yudigan, the Labosum Yamle Yudigan, and the Suringi Labi Yamle Yudigan. Things in Lava, Sheriff Labiki, Topocule, Menaya, and the Suringi Laba Yamle Yudigan. Anything is in Lava, Sheriff Labi Yamle, Tursum, Mambo Yudian, the Niki Lamit, Lama Chavin, this and the young to choose Dambo Corona, and this Lama. Demo watch a churro with Sudushi, the Nayash, Jewish, and Hanzu in a Yamyoraji, Kansam Kalkansam to the Dinga to Lame, Lamatagade, how could say to what is that Jelia, Sosugi, Yamlendi, Tokoyadra, Drona, Sheni Yutoki, Sosolia, Lama de Yakuchi, Jele Yakuch Radua. It's not one Lama Dinish, Gerashim, Jungo, the men, might have watched me shooting me something, and John Hanier. Now, one of the Penella Breaking Bear, two Sandy Cava shoes, like a two huge men at the Jangi Melamna, Kids in the Juba Junior Mother Term, like you told me, my kids and the Jangi Melam, and the John Agora, and this is Diruchi.
The situation in the world is quite clear. In order to become skilled in a particular profession, one has to go through a particular sequence, starting out with one's first year at school, developing skills, progressing throughout the various levels of our schooling, and then going on to learn a trade or to university, and then one gains proficiency in a particular skill. And this is done at each stage through relying on a teacher who has the knowledge and experience to be able to share this with their students, as well as the skill in being able to guide their students to develop this quality within themselves. So this is very similar to the situation that we find ourselves in terms of developing our own inner good qualities, developing spiritually, developing the qualities of the three higher trainings within ourselves. But when we start out, we don't know whether the teacher that we have in our area, the teacher we have before us, whether they meet these qualities or not. There is no way that can be known that is reliable. All that we can rely on initially is reputation and what other people say. But that is not a reliable guide. What is the reliable guide is rather to develop one's own knowledge. And this is done through receiving teachings, and receiving teachings possibly from a wide variety of sources, and in this way studying and training under the care of a teacher or teachers, seeing them as one's Dharma friends. And in this way, one starts to develop qualities within oneself, both of knowledge and then of realization, as one's mind develops. And in this way, because this doesn't happen quickly, this happens over a period of time. And over this period of time, one gets to know one's teachers well, and one gets to know whether they are qualified or not, how much they are teaching from knowledge, how much they're teaching from experience, and whether they live in accordance with the teachings that they give. And then through going through this process of training with spiritual friends, then over time, and going through this process and also expressing aspiration to come under the care of a fully qualified teacher, then one is developing spiritually, one is creating the causes to form this relationship. And then over time, one will be able to make an informed decision, informed on one's experience of what one observes, as well as whether the way one is being guided is effective for oneself. Then one can make an informed decision for oneself, whether amongst the teachers one has, amongst one's Dharma friends, whom is qualified to be relied on as a Mahayana spiritual friend. And in this way, one can develop a relationship that is stable, that is genuine and authentic, because this is a relationship formed not through what one has heard, through someone's reputation, but through one's own experience. And this is the way to make a stable relationship, a stable and a decision that is stable.
Lama Tabachimi Che, Sanji Kovan Toya, Tabachimi Che, Yamlea, Chevala, Lama Denigi, Lama Tingi Damba Dinisku, Denigi Lama Dinanzule, Yonshos Malam Yap, Tangazu Lama Dinichi Tebaina, Tangazu Bene Yana Rangi, Yamyon Tone, Lama Yunden did that Debas Hawache, Yana Sosugi Yamyon Hamone, Rangi, each is a Yunde, Lama Garum Shiru, Lama Ditesho, Kura Tabachimi, Yamnechela, Takura Yamnecha, Lama Ditesho, says Sumaina, Chesa, Rangi Yishes, Lama Shandagi, Sosulia, Koranzugi, Haukubiki, Bigi, Tony, Lama Ditesho, Sumaina, Tanga the Lama Tengu War, Wada, that didn't go and Tanga to Lama the Canisting Hure, Denada, the Niki and then Tabachimi, Kivishin, the New and Chasa, Sawa, Sawa, Lama de Tuje, Mount Lama Tengu, that Lama Canisting Hure, say she on the Lama Dinisting Hure, said Odusma, the Lama Lumigi, Lama Tena for sure. The senior de Lami and Demo Shuja. Also that Lama Dinisha, the Lama Tengu, Lumi and then Canisco, Lama Tenhagi, Tenagan Tenguris, Lumi, some not Hada, the Caniscuri, a deep or share that.
So in this verse, we've heard about briefly we heard about the need to rely on not just anyone, but a qualified Mahayana teacher, and we've heard about what the qualities of that teacher are, the qualities that such a teacher requires, and the way to come to recognize someone as a qualified Mahayana teacher is first one knows what qualities they require and therefore what to look out for. And then one can come to see whether someone has those qualities through, as has just been said, through over time coming to know them well, studying, training with them, and coming to know them well. So develop a relationship based on experience. A second way is through being told by someone whom you respect, or through the advice of someone whom you respect, that this is a qualified teacher, that this is someone suitable to rely on. So, for example, if His Holiness were to give one such advice, then one could have confidence that the teacher His Holiness is directing you towards is someone you can rely on. So that is a second way that one can have trust in a teacher. And then now, when one comes to rely on a teacher, when one has made the decision that this is a teacher that I can trust and that I can rely on, then how should one go about relying on the teacher? In other words, what are the qualities that the student requires? Because we've looked at the qualities that the teacher requires. What are the qualities that the student requires?
That's the Dado Mui Cheva Tembatar, Luso Lonju, Kunju Yomebar, Shinyan Dambe, Lebar Nijene, and Shinyan Damba, Lebar Nijene, Minikijism, Mijisho also.
And this then is the 8th verse. As Sadhu Parudita devoted himself to Dhamma Arya, may I sincerely please my spiritual master with body, life, and wealth, never disappointing him for an instant.
Dado Mui Cheva Tembatar, Janjusemba, Dado Siadichi, Yama, Janjusemba Dado Muserchumare, Digi, Janjusemba Dado Mudige, Tabachimbi, Tengangi, Lamadi, Corona, Mixi, Tumoma, Joyu, Lamadi, Lama Cheva Sashi, Lama Cheva Sashi. Jazada, Dado Mudigi, Lama Cheva, the Tabachimbi, Shinin, the Lama Cheva, the Ganegas Tembare, Sitsina, Lama Cheva, because the Dado Mui, Tabachimbi, Givation, Lama Cheva Temba Nashin, Lama Shushuadam, Ganis Lama Devachena, or Dinashin, Jene, and Manchugi, Diting, Yamne Hore, Dado Mui Cheva Temba Taras.
The first line then sets out that the example that we should follow is that of the Bodhisattva Sadhu Parudita, who usually it's translated in English as the Bodhisattva always crying. So that's the name. So the Bodhisattva always crying. The way he relied on his phenomenal teacher was his phenomenal teacher called Dhamma Arya. Then his way of relying on a teacher is presented as the example to follow. So that's what this verse sets out.
냠는 능고래 지고 자시 sem바라와 자시 sem바레 태바침에 취 냠는 능고래 되네 인자 코롱기 다 코롱슬이야 투모면베 라마다 태바침에 취 코롱 산주 고모 토야려야 태바침에 취 땡게 라마 투모면베데 라마 쳐바 있어라와 세상 코롱기 되니게 라마 투모 취 땡 라마디 태바침에 취 땡게 라마디 많이 봐지 될야 되니게 비리나 태바침에 취제 산주 고모 토 되니 첨부 쇼제 되네 이제가 되니게 취제하려 고합 라마디 라고 선배기디나 데니 토네 아니 고 제시 무디게시 무고로세 가서 무에데 가르치는 무고로세네 셈마기 버지는 무고 말로 가서 셈지 누구에 나와대 셈지 누구에 나와대 미세 바지 셈지 누구에 나와대 게 세우고도 선배기 대기 젠리아 닝체베게 닝제 원기 네 무셔야다 데네 아니 즉 데니 게 태바 챔비 가서 데니 누가 세야려야 and top yakshud sanji gopang resha jisa sanji gopang di tobu de sanji gopang tobala tepa chimbi chu nyamlen yako jeji todumado mere jisa chu yako nyamlen chebala ngana zule chinji maloba deji nashin da gewa gewi shinin yako chu chegudu samje di ganis tegina samje denigi sanji gi tempalya dusine debata and denigi lamigi denigi lamachi chegudu san lamale debigi and 대바체네 아니 기디나 안 집에 미슈쇼르제 안고디가 라지스 남겨서라 되네자 안전주 셈바 다도 세대 민랑코라 전주 셈바 기디나 무디고 세지신 좋아서 숨어로
그래서 그는 카지 청춘식 가르치는 것송에 겐라 젤리키 더퍼식 챔피언에 야메네 겐라 야포 텐거래
가르치는 무를 남나 데데 기회신 세고로 와고
Bendigo Bendigo
김전이를 가지 무고라서 샘전 동화된 나와도 마셔봤지 동화다 자고도 샘전이야 동화네베 샘전에 미는 닝지 숙청고제 니왕게 안에 무여야지 지단 닝지 니왕게 샘전 동화들 세와라가 산지 고마도 마tum다 탑민도 지단 산지 고마 토발라 태바치메 취념len 치고도 디념len 치발라 기회신이 생긴 담바지 녀고 산베게 니네게 녀네 데네 간신 얘기 나데 야고주 데네 녀고 산베 디 안에 가서래 안에 무려 제셈 뭐야로 되네 중으로서라
그렇죠. The Bodhisattva, why did he have the name always crying? Well, he was called the Bodhisattva always crying, first of all, because he was a Bodhisattva and he was recognized as such. And he had this, he was referred to as always crying because of his frequent activity of crying. So why was he crying? So it's not like a small child who's unhappy. Rather being a bodhisattva, he had as his motivation the overwhelming wish to free all beings from suffering. He had the overwhelming wish to experience not a bliss of enlightenment for himself, but for all sentient beings to be freed from suffering and live in the bliss of enlightenment. And due to this overwhelming wish to fulfill this goal, he knew he had to continue his training in the Mahayana Dharma, and to do so, he had to rely on a fully qualified spiritual friend. So his reason for crying was actually one of compassion. So when you hear about this bodhisattva always crying, it's because of the power of his compassion, which came about through his overwhelming wish to meet his qualified Mahayana spiritual teacher. That's the first reason. And then the second is so as to be able to train and become fully qualified himself, and thereby be able to lead all sentient beings to the state of enlightenment. So it's due to this great aspiration to meet a qualified teacher, and then to train successfully and be of greatest benefit to others, that he gained this reputation and he gained this nickname of the Bodhisattva always crying.
저기 뭐에 타바침비게 기위 신인 그런 연된디게 삼제 대바 제치도게 대바 데뷔 온게다 미슈와 연구라 나서 내 연구로 하다 라마다 되네 소소 제 라마야 대바 제치도 제도 하지 라미 미슈와 하다 되네 연구로 아디나신 있어로 하다.
And similarly, when one thinks of the qualities of one's own teacher, then strong emotion may well arise within one, and one may become quite tearful. So similarly to this, we can see how a bodhisattva such as Sadhuparudita, he too would give rise to strong emotion, thinking about the qualities of enlightenment, as well as his desire to meet a teacher through whom he can achieve this goal.
지게 라마 쳐봐마도 현다 요 말에 용 말에 람다 가서 전주선바 다동들이야 라마 상기 무수 가서 상기 있으네 송무수 퇴투고다 이제 라마 현다 라고 와 이네 코로나 투모만 비트고 이건 라마데 라마 쳐봐래 이제 제가 코로나 투모만 비 라마데 저와도 이건 라마 델레데니 최슈가나 코로나에 또 왜냐면 이게 요가 기투고 상주고 말은 돼야 다 녀주고 디니 인자 그런 게 디니 태바침be 기회신지 간스 책이래 삼지도 뭐제 디니 제디갑라 아니 남칸마 아니 상이기마 룽된 잡래지래 결혼 그 라마디 투모마인 라마 결혼다 치료이게 라마 투모마인 라마 태바침be 라마 쳐바레스 지상 결혼 라마 쳐바 아니 가와슈에 될래 제주 당제 라마 쳐바들 최슈와 로 디젤레 최슈시네 태가 있는 제고레스 어두시네는 야 남간마 상이기 룽된 두 소래 지상 룽된 소네 되네 그런 라마 쳐바게 최슈와 돈달이야 그런 거 조선다야다 되네 되서 조선다서 다야다 되네게 제 소수기 다 샤당 강 루고다 베니게 종야게 종신네 되네게 조선다지네 최슈와 주고래지래 내가 같이 샤다 되네 님이 두신 조선다 된지려네 소수게 강되게 짜제 아니 두지고래스 가르스는 거 조선다지 종제 조선다야 된다 두시기요래지래.
Being a bodhisattva, he had attained this exalted state of having given rise to bodhicitta within himself through reliance on teachers. So he certainly did have teachers. And through being a bodhisattva, the Buddhas can influence and guide him with far greater ease because of this tremendous merit that he's accumulated. Yet he was still seeking out a particular teacher. And this is a teacher with which he would have, or which he has accumulated over lifetimes, a unique and uncommon connection. And this teacher, he was told, is Dhamma Arya. And so having this told to him, the strong wish, this overwhelming wish to meet Dhamma Arya, rely on him, and thereby rapidly progress towards the attainment of enlightenment for the sake of others arose. Hence, the bodhisattva always crying. And in order to travel to meet this teacher, and he needed to have some money to pay for the expenses, and because of the strong wish to be of benefit to others, he even sacrificed his body. He cut off some limbs and sold his flesh and his bones so as to make money to meet his financial needs, to be able to travel and meet his teacher, Dhamma Arya.
안 semjela phando je goya da theba chimi chhe nyamnen ji goya an deni ge nyamnen che la lama cheba ting gu le deni deni phando yebi ge ma xie xie deni nga lama je ga zhe ya an zhe so da tun jin me deni me ban zang di dun da le ya an du ni de gang jia ji gang zong ji zhe so da zhuo sem gu du ne ya xie wa da xie de bo me de ji theba chimi chhe le ya yi chuo che an be yi chuo an ko ne an da a che du ma jes and you're a ganja de Jomares, and I can him to ins, and church you are doing, Chizang to some time, and then Papa Minipa launch, and him to do ins in Labje, and you call ganja the deep Shama Chubare. Then a Bomodigi and Papa Mania, Shuiche, and I do Susin, and could meet Dennis to Tatum, which I should send by Lama Chubas, the Shushu are those, and I added the Shugins, and Delia and Pamican, downroches, and other draws on there, downroches, yeah, Shubere. She then Pameo, in the inscure, the Niki Train and Gelia, drove in the Bay, Yapores, and the Pamani Jesu, and then Bomadice, Bomadinium to the Boma, could give you Bomanza, Bomadinium to Roholamas, called Mingapia, not yet Hamataje, and then they go to Delia and the Chicket Jala, Puya, that Mujita, that the Yama Modrayomara, and Duyomaradena, the Data, the Nigimadoma, the Nikeche, and upon the Mingapia, that Chidungapia, Nicha, what I need, or the nation of Honzia, Lama Chavas change, then Lama Chava Shusa de and Chus Lebares. Lady and Lama Chavagi, Leo the Lamza, College Nayo Marcasan, Shape, Nag, Dusu Tataji Chayo, but the Nenza, Lama Chavagi, ya, now Korong, Samgana, Zushin, and Chilo Denge Chiga, Dustin, Toyo Mares, Chisadine, Dusiva Yadovares, the Luguru with dinner.
Then he comes to Lebdu, then he comes to Chipo Lebsong, then he did.
Chipo Dango Wikishimar, I live the Lamagate, Lamzaleva, Chusuyo Marta, Chusuya, that child, Martinenza, or Lamadia, Samgana, Shusho,
then he goes
to get now this Chunayo Maragin. Then I see
when he was, when the Bodhisattva always crying was in the process of setting his own body, setting his flesh and his blood and his bones, then a princess saw this and she was of course shocked, and she went up to him and asked, what are you doing? And then the Bodhisattva, always crying, said to her that I'm raising funds because I want to go and meet the Dharma teacher, Dharma Arya, with whom I have a unique and special connection. And it's through relying on him, he will be able to guide my spiritual development and aid the rapid progression of my attainment of enlightenment. And thereby, I'll be able to fulfill this heartfelt wish of freeing all beings from suffering. Hearing this and seeing his sincerity had a great impact on the princess's mind. So she asked if she could accompany the Bodhisattva to meet this renowned teacher. And so then he, of course, agreed, and she then went to her family and requested the king and queen if she could have permission to accompany the Bodhisattva to this teacher Dhamma Arya. And they were also very supportive of her wish. And they said, not only you, but take 500 attendants with you. And being a royal family, they of course had money, so they paid for the entire cost of the journey for all of them. And then when they arrived at the place where Dhamma Arya resided, he wasn't teaching, he was in retreat. So when they arrived there were no teachings to be received.
Chilo Gecha, Zango Suya, Du Shedene, the Medo Jamgoya, the Netam, the Nima Gecha, Zango Sudu, and Tala Rushor, Tala de Malaya, the Chuma, Shusha, the Chusha, and the Raja, Koron Guzulia, Ikan Picha, Chad, and Chad, Yama, Jueshin, and the Tala Malaya, Donala, Chasa, to Stamshin, and Dushin, and the Sani de Lamiki, and the Chena, Chushu, and the Koronia, and Toby and Kabachin Kiva, and Korona, Korongeta, the robot. And
after several days of waiting, it was announced that Dhamma Arya would bestow teachings. So with great delight, they prepared the teaching area. So bearing in mind this was India, it was thoroughly cleaned and beautified with flowers, but they needed to remove the dust so that it could be a suitable venue for the imparting of the paths of the Mahayana Dharma. And so being India, there wasn't so much water, and normally water would be sprinkled on the ground to prevent dust from rising. But without being much water there, then the Bodhisattva Sadhupadita, he cut himself and he sprinkled his own blood on the teaching ground so as to prevent the risal of dust. And that, combined with having laid many flowers and made the place beautiful and attractive, they prepared the teaching ground. And then Dharma Arya, he came and bestowed teachings to all of them, to the Bodhisattva and the princess and the entire retinue. He bestowed teachings of the Mahayana Dharma.
Lama Chevale, Dinge, Tabachimi, Chuya, Dondalia, Sosogu, Ludan, Longe, and Chazan Pichet, Lamalia, Lami Dondal, Pichet, Antiducin, and Chevua, Chevu, Chishua, Tabachimi, Chishuala, that Dondala, Karasungura, and Senegi, Neva, the part, Jumbo, Sena. Then another course of the Lampuelia, Nanzuki, or that thing around who's the Sena Chiada. I think he the other Lubis and Akale Casa, some Sena Chiada. Dinitone, Senatone, Anzuki, Jimbi, Yamdendi, Yakujo, Tugo Marva. She's not Dondala, Carson, Tatum, Sena, Nebachi, Rangi, Lonja, Karini, and the Lama Puida, Tapachimichi, Yamlin Jagger, Dondala, Joson Tanche, and Tapachimichi, Yamlin Chevares. She's a teacher of the Denigi Tavan, the Shana Pando, Masi Yachimo, Jungu, Dondadi. Rangi Lu Longe, some Chunju Chas or Chunju. She's not draw Simjan, Tam Jell, Pampa Yachimudula, San Yuko Padre. Take over Tabachimichi Yamlan Cherry. The new Dubia Dondala, Soso Lu Longe, Chunju, Chasasena, Guinea, Mevach Bishop, Yalamal Puya, Tabachimichi Yamlan Cher Dondala, Dadi, Bemas Lapchenes, just not Tadumui, Dinichinan, Duchine, and Yamlan Navares or the Pene, Tadumui, Cheva Dembata. Luso Longe, when you may bar, said the Tinigi, you remember, Shin number 11 Nijin, said, give you Shin bed, Ya, Deva Tichuche, Shin bed, 2 new Suche, and do Sheva Hesco water.
The meaning of what we sing, what is presented in this verse, is figurative rather than literal. So how we should understand this then is that through repeated reflection on the Mahayana Dharma, we will come to see its great importance. And through this, our priorities will start to change. We'll have an understanding of the varieties of suffering that all beings are tormented by, as well as the causes from this and the solutions to this. And in this way, a strong wish or will value the Mahayana Dharma in a way that's quite different from where we are now. And this, through valuing the Mahayana Dharma in such a profound way, this will lead us to want to accomplish the goals of the Mahayana ever more greatly. And through that then, through these kinds of virtuous minds, we will be able to effectively overcome our variety of afflictions, which are what prevent us now from practicing virtue, and certainly practicing virtue with great strength. So what we see here, directly in this verse, or clearly in this verse, is that the Bodhisattva Sadhupadita, he valued the Mahayana, and through so, he used his body and all his resources so as to accomplish the goals of the Mahayana. And in this way, the afflicted minds such as miserliness were abandoned, and virtuous minds such as generosity were powerfully generated. So this spiritual progression comes about through seeing the great value of the Mahayana Dharma. And seeing the great value, one's priorities in life will change. And with this, we will use our very being, our body, and all our resources in a way that brings greatest benefit to beings.
다 donda 나 저기 태파치베 대지 신이 연대 대다 대바지 태파치메 기회 신인데 생이데 대바치가도 태양도 나 저기 안에 라마 간스 띵고래라는 시사 전주심에 따동 우이 태파치베 현재 심전 탐지기 don다라 신 심전 탐지기 don다라 산주 최념래지야 신 심전 탐지기 don다라 산주 공부 도와줘야 대래 don다디베 야치 뭐든 니도나 소수기 류롱저 차상네 야 라마 예바시야다 라마를 부여하다 태바치메 취 냠는체라 조선 땅제 냠는체바레스 지상 류롱주 세디 체디기 잠마도 유유치 마도요 말이다 현심자 담주 등에 세야데 디기 주야다 산지 고고 토야데 다 야원에 깨와 싶어도 매우 판도 개침부 쉬우셔 반자 니 비저 땅 외바데 제자 디네자 다동 무이 디네 냠는 제바 나시 나르즈네 기위신인 챙인데 태바치메 기위신인 챙인데 바 태양도 나르즈 무이네 다동 무이 냠는 제바 나신 나르즈는 류롱주 차상 직토네 안에 가자 야 안태바치메 취지하라 비저 땅야다 안태바치메 취지기 된다라 네 가소리 기위신인 야버제 디네기 제 투어 쇼 세데 몰람 자고레 에서 그래서 dine luso lojo kan xingyen damba lebar nyeje ne minyi keje samya mishe shoksa ruwa chiza xingyen damba lebar nyeje ne minyi keje samya mishe shoksung duwa chiza dine ki keje samya lama manyeba mayamba che lama nyebar cheche ne chwe shuye dondala pe shuye tangche so suyo mo ne dus che ne gewe xingyen tengu gure tenje tepa chime chwe nyamlen cheba la gewe xingyen dine ki yu longche chasang di pe shuye tang 소소기야네 남은 예발 제전 태바침이 취지야라 배셔 당전 되니게 땅 툭제는 냠내지 투어쇼 설마람 자고래지래.
And what's being expressed here is that first the aspiration, first for the need to rely on a teacher, then the aspiration to meet a teacher, recognizing the collection of phenomenal qualities, and then relying on them. And how to rely on a qualified spiritual teacher? First and foremost is to do so with the motivation of bodhicitta. Recognizing the need to rely on a teacher to become enlightened for the sake of others, one relies on a teacher. So through the motivation of bodhicitta, one wants to rely on a teacher so as to fulfill the objective of this mind of bodhicitta. And one should do so through the commitment of using one's physical body as well as one's material resources, through the clear understanding that our body and certainly our material resources, these are required to sustain our life, but they only lead to benefit in this one life. But if used, our body and our material resources are used skillfully, and they're used skillfully in the sense of enabling our spiritual development and our ability to be of meaningful benefit to others, then the benefit of our body and our material resources will be experienced through this virtue for life after life after life. So with this understanding, we rely on our teacher with our body, with our life, and with our wealth, never disappointing him for even an instant.
미 류당 원주 강기 차상 태바침에 취해지면 제알이야 비셔다 아니 기회신인데 녀버치 투어 제인산백에 제버시 몰람잡네 소소 삼는 나나이네 데니기기 기회신인 된지 태용도기 태바침에 취지비 갑려야 류롱주 류 간시나 차상야 태바침에 취냐면 비셔다지 남말 푸고야 차상 제진 지긴산백에 디삼로지 하네야 당고래서 땡아도 삼로 장도를 셔고 망아도 장도를 봐. 세상 되니게 양도 섬 다wen 안줄이야 태바침이 취 기회신일에 대바 제주제 대바 숙실 줘야다. 태바침이 취 냠는 제알이야 아주 지미 냠는다 냠는데 누가 뭐 되니게 태지 냠는 제뒤 갑라 냠내 야고 지투래 다들 가서 삼로 나려 이 장도를 쉬어보래서 다가지 태바침에 기회신 데니기 윤대데 대바 태바쇼 서베 삼지 몰람잡 데니기 윤대 기회신들 윤대 데니시오래 데니지라는 빼야보래 살라마들 대바 세지도 제 데넬라마 데니기 퇴어동이 데니기 냠내 주고 보라 네 류동주 간에시나 차상 지 배셔 당제 라마레 푸야다 라마 녀바제야다 데니 태바침에 취지할이야 배셔 당제 지기 데니기에 냠는 지투어쇼 데네 제투바이나 이 산조고만 도토도 그래 산조고만 같이 요고토도네 이 셈제 셰둥어세야데 마세투래 디기주에데 마투투래 요아치투래 진짜 데니게 야고 용어쇼서 아주 데니게 삼다지 몰람자다 셈나리아 지기 세베 데니게 장도르셔 그래서 공고래서 다 야네야도 디삼다고 그래서 다 너나가서 디쇼게게 나 지제니 디가 랍제티셰 데니 아주 삼다야디 데네 토네 아주 야나야도 두치나 아주 제 삼다네 데서 베네 아주 뒤지 마고 거야서 말아 지 되비 갑레나다 파수 수수 조디 갑레나다 데네 삼다다 야랑도 니니 야랑도 다 람사 대요도 오다 데네 라마 데네 신야바쇼 라마 니디 갑레 양이 데네지 지세비게 데네게 삼다다 니디 비칼라 삼다 야랑디 비칼라 삼다 칼라세디 비칼라 삼다 데네 삼다 아주 야네 가 기지나 당셔치로 아주 뒤지 퉁퉁나도 거야스 거야 말아 데네 자 디삼노 장도를 쉬고 그래서 드링을 납체디 디레 당하다.
So through cultivating a strong aspiration in the Mahayana Dhamma, first an interest and an aspiration in the Mahayana Dhamma, then the need to rely on a qualified teacher will grow ever stronger within oneself. And we've heard then in the preceding verse the expression or the aspiration to come to meet and recognize such a teacher, knowing what qualities to look out for, and then we're expressing the aspiration to meet such a teacher and recognize them as being a qualified teacher. And then we've heard now in this verse, in the 8th verse, the way to rely on such a teacher. And here one expresses the aspiration to be able to do so, to be able to dedicate one's body, one's life, and one's wealth to the teacher, meaning to be able to receive teachings, to cultivate those successfully within oneself, and fulfill the goal of the Mahayana Dhamma. So that is the ultimate aim here, is to arise as a bodhisattva, quickly progress to the state of enlightenment. And to do that, one needs to rely on a teacher. And therefore one is having this wish to become a Buddha for the sake of others, having a wish to free all beings without exception from suffering. One strongly yearns to rely on a teacher and rely on them wholeheartedly and committedly. And through relying on the teacher, what one is striving for, wishing for, is the attainment of the goal of the Mahayana. So one is dedicating oneself to the fulfillment of the goal of the Mahayana through relying on a teacher. One relies on the teacher, as the verse says, with our body, with our life, and our wealth. So this also can be expressed as one relies on our teacher through using our material resources skillfully or wisely, relying on our teacher with respect and serving him with our body and speech, and most importantly, relying on our teacher with our mind. And this means fulfilling his wishes. In other words, the teachings that we receive, to take these as personal instructions, to study them well, reflect on them repeatedly. And in this way, we are relying on the teacher in the correct way, because this is the method to fulfill our heartfelt wish of becoming a Buddha for the sake of others. And lastly, life is busy. You have more time here now whilst you're in the retreat, but the way I want to encourage you to incorporate what's in these verses and throughout this text is, of course, to engage in meditation, whether in the morning and perhaps in the evening, whenever you have time, but not just to relate to meditation as something one does on a chair or a cushion, but something that one should take throughout one's life, because meditation is cultivating a way of thinking. So you take what you've meditated on, and throughout your day, during your various activities, recall your meditation. So when you're driving somewhere, walking somewhere, or when you're eating, or when you're boiling the kettle, having a cup of tea, take those few moments. One then doesn't engage in meditation, but one recalls one's meditation, recalls the need to rely on a teacher, how to rely on a teacher, or the mind of love, or the mind of patience, recalls that. And in this way, we keep the minds that we meditated on ever present throughout our activities, and thereby they have a ever greater impact on the way we interact with others and the world around us. And this afternoon we'll continue with this presentation of how to rely on a teacher, so from the student side. And here the expression will be about wanting to receive Mahayana Dharma, and Mahayana Dharma that is complete and unmistaken in order to aid one's accomplishment of practice. Okay. Thank you.